you are known for playing a ruthless style of politics. Where do you draw your moral red lines?
I didn't realize I was known for playing a ruthless. I thought my wife thinks I'm a really nice guy. My kids like me. I got a lot of friends.
That's 4 so far, okay.
I'm shocked to hear such a comment.
Let's just take as a premise, and I think the audience might agree with me, that there are some people, maybe some substantial people in this country who might agree with that assertion.
I'm sure you could find
some
who could.
moral red lines, where do you draw them?
I'm perfectly comfortable with the way I have conducted my political career, and I'd be happy to respond to any specificity you want to apply to the term. What was it?
Moral red lines.
Moral red line. Yeah.
Well,
I'm very comfortable with my moral red line.
Let me give you one specific. Help me understand this. I watched your speech last year in February on the Senate floor after the second impeachment vote on Donald Trump.
Well, there's Mitch McConnell delaying, avoiding, deflecting. A very simple question. What are your moral red lines politically? What are the things that you won't cross in order to continue to push the party line? Since that's the most important thing, is because Mitch McConnell very openly talks about, hey, it's the party line thing. I'm following party line. I'm making sure that I'm strengthening the party. What things could happen politically within your party that you would avoid because it doesn't strengthen it? When Mitch McConnell doesn't want to answer a question, he starts changing subjects, as most of them do. But then he chuckles, and then he interrupts, and he brings up someone else, and he thinks he has this intimidation factor because he's the head there in the Senate. And most of the time, it works. Thankfully, Jonathan Swan wasn't taking it there. Now, when he was talking about some things that he wouldn't cross, this is what he's referring to, because Mitch McConnell, of course, bashed Donald Trump over the January 6th insurrection stuff. Then he went on to vote against the impeachment of him over it, and also still support him if he's going to move on to go back into party leadership, which I would argue he still is anyway. Let's watch this.
There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it. The people who stormed this building believed they were acting on the wishes and instructions of their president.
If the president was the party's nominee, would you support him?
The nominee of the party? Absolutely.
Weird how that works. Now, this is my point about this. On the Senate floor, he'll say all that because it's official and he'll go down in the records. When he goes up on Fox News, he's looking to talk to supporters and other politicians about this is what we do, and we're publicly talking about it. When we go on record, we're gonna sound like we're good guys and we're straight board and across the way. Jonathan Swan then asked him, this is part 2 of that original video, what about those conflicting statements? Here's more Mitch McConnell trying not to answer the question.
How do you go from saying that to 2 weeks later saying you'd absolutely support Donald Trump if he's the Republican nominee in 2024?
Well, as the Republican leader of the Senate, it should not be a front page headline that I will support the Republican nominee for president.
After you've said that about him, I think it's astonishing.
I think I have an obligation to support the nominee of my party.
What you say matters. You're a very important voice in this country. You're the leader of your party, and you seem to hold 2 concurrent, conflicted positions, which is
not at all inconsistent. Not at all inconsistent. I stand by everything I said on
I understand, but
January 6th and everything I said on February the 13th.
I fully understand that, but take Liz Cheney, for example.
You want to spend some more time on this as well?
I actually do, because I actually, no, I genuinely want to understand this. I really want to understand how you think about this, because Liz Cheney, who has the same view of you as of January 6th, she said she doesn't want Donald Trump anywhere near the White House, and she's going to work to not make that happen, because she thinks that there are some things more important than party loyalty.
Yeah. Well, maybe you ought to be talking to Liz Cheney.
No, but I'm not trying to. I really, it's not a gotcha. I'm just actually trying to understand, like, is there any threshold for you of what someone can do on a moral level?
I say many things I'm sure people don't understand.
Go ahead, Rick. I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm gonna let you.
No, go ahead. Spill.
Okay. More on his deflection, the way he goes about this, because there was another level there, because I want to point that out, but I'm glad we waited till that second part to say it. More laughter, more chuckling, and again, there's supposed to be this intimidation factor I think Mitch McConnell thinks he has over everyone, and it usually does work. But in this particular case, Jonathan then says, well, wait a second, just that itself. What about Liz Cheney? And then he wasn't swayed when that very particular line of, we're gonna stay on this, you're gonna ask about that. When you question the question, it's supposed to disarm the interviewer, the reporter, to go, oh yeah, I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't be asking these questions. Yes, you know what, I'm asking that question for a very good reason. Now answer it, damn it. Like, when is the aggression gonna come back the other way? I'm asking you a question and you're avoiding it. Why are you avoiding the question? That should have been the next question. Point out that he's avoiding the question. What is it you're trying to hide, Mitch?
Right.
But no one does that.
So, very well put. Jonathan Swan is also one of the best interviewers, as we've come to see, because he does not, as he put it, come from a place of a gotcha moment. It's just simply asking like follow-up questions that are rather simplistic. Yeah. He is basically a very good journalist. That's how I would put it, plain and simple. Now, with Mitch McConnell refusing to answer this question, it's because there's no defense for it. So anything that he says from there on out in the form of an answer that might be somewhat controversial, even though it's more truthful, would be deemed unacceptable. The reason, and I like the phrasing of a moral red line or a threshold, there simply is none. That's why you're not hearing the answer, not even a preferable answer, just an answer overall, because there is none. There was a piece I did a while ago, a former Democratic congressman from his home state in the city of Louisville. He's known McConnell for 50 years. This is an exact quote. He never had any core principles. He just wants to be something. He doesn't want to do anything. I would argue that he wants to do some stuff like dismantle the country and make it like a total right-wing country, which it already is, with an influx of countless judges. And honestly, that is his thing. And honestly, it's not even that he has a moral red line, because if you're on that side of the aisle, you certainly have none. But he did, in a way, even though it seems they probably spar behind closed doors, he did love Donald Trump. Let's be very real about this. They have a ridiculous conservative majority on the Supreme Court. They are, in my eyes, winning the culture wars right now with all this pedophilia crap and these conspiracy theories and leaning into Q. And they got a ton of judges, a ton of conservative judges. So even though they might publicly disagree, it was actually great for business.
It always is. That's the thing. As long as they're pushing to the right people that are listening, he doesn't have to worry about how bad he looked in front of Jonathan Swan, because these people that he's talking to don't listen.